Y'all, hello, y'all. I wanted to come on here. I'm in the middle, literally, of reading through a journal entry, and I thought, why not share this with my friends, right? I don't know if I'm gonna make this something I do all the time, but I started to read this journal entry. It's not even old. It was from this morning. Um, and it just reminded me that nothing that I do is in vain. There is nothing that I have done, created, said. Everything about me has purpose. Every single thing that I have done has been done with purpose. And I'm coming to a state where I'm realizing this more than often. And there are times where I could have wrote something years ago. I could have created something years ago, even choreography, creating it years ago, and looking back on it now, and it speaks to me in such a way now that at that moment when it was created, I didn't understand it, or I wasn't in a space to experience it the way I needed. But what gives me chills is that knowing that absolutely nothing in my life has been done unintentionally. Everything I do has intention. So I want to read you this entry. It doesn't have a title, but maybe we can make a title one day. So sometimes we send our brain and body into overload. And a lot of times it happens when we're doing something good, something positive, but it's drastically different from our normal routine. Because here's the truth, we are creatures of habits. I am a creature of rhythm. And honestly, I don't like change as much as I think I do. So when I suddenly shift into do, go, becoming this completely different version of myself overnight, my body can read that as danger. Not growth, but danger. And when I'm holding too many changes at once, sometimes or something eventually drops. I remember one time my friend and I were carrying stacks of plates. I don't know, this memory literally just came to my head. Like, I don't know what we were doing, but we were carrying plates, maybe packing or something. And I had a handful of plates, and she had one plate in her hand, and she was dropping the one plate. Do y'all know that I literally dropped all of the plates in my hand, glass plates in my hand, to literally catch her one plate? And this literally made me think of this next line, because I was thinking in that moment, like, why did I do that? Like, and we were laughing, we were cracking up. But in that moment, I'm like, why did I do that? Because I was already overwhelmed. And I reached to grab something else anyway. I'm already stacked to the top of change and doing all the things and being everything that I can be and listening to all of the, self-healing and making sure I'm putting everything into practice. Is just sensory overload. And what I was feeling like today, just to go off script a little bit, I had this feeling of, I don't want to do no more. Like, I have been doing so good with this journey, and I'm always thinking about how to be better. I'm always thinking about the next thing, that I oftentimes don't even make time to live in the moment. There's been so many good things that happened within this last 2 weeks, so many good things. And I find myself stacking and stacking responsibilities, stacking thoughts, stacking roles. And today I was like, I'm gonna just look for another part-time job, because I'm so overwhelmed with how am I gonna make this work, that the one thing that I know is going to work is me working for somebody else, because I've done that so many times. And I was so drained and so exhausted. I started to look for a part-time job. I stopped what I was doing, focused on me and expanding my life and my entrepreneurship, and started looking for a part-time job, y'all. And I ended up falling asleep. And what felt like I wasn't getting nothing done made me come to this journal entry. So let me go back. So it says, I was already overwhelmed, but I reached for something else anyway. And that's exactly what our minds do. When life starts feeling too heavy, the brain looks for relief. Even if that relief is an old habit you said you outgrew. What? So sometimes it's not that you lack discipline. Shalom, it's not that you're lazy. And this is for you too, friend. It's not that you don't want better. You're overloaded. You're overstimulated, trying to become someone you've never practiced being before. What? Yes, you are that person, but your nervous system has never lived there yet. What? Stop. Stop. This is so good. And I didn't even know it when it was wrote. I had no clue how much I needed this. Anyway, let's keep going. Your body goes into survival mode. You get exhausted. You fall back into old patterns, and suddenly you think you failed. That is not true. When your body really needs to just feel safe again, I cannot push myself to the breaking point at the beginning of a transformation. It's okay for me to be ambitious. It's okay for me to be a hustler. It's okay to want more. But it's not okay for me to expect my mind, body, emotions, and spirit to instantly carry a life that I've never had before. It's not okay. And that's deep. Because I literally will push myself, just like the story, just like I was telling y'all, holding all them plates, and you feel like you can do something else while your hands is full over here. Like, I am literally a person that I want to be so better. I want everything that I ever desire, and I'd be willing to go the mile, because I've went so above and beyond for other people and their projects and their ideas, that I want to. It's this feeling of like I have to prove myself. I have to prove myself to myself that I'm willing to go the mile and go the extra length for me, just as I did for others. And sometimes I can literally find myself at a breaking point. Let's keep going. Even good change is still change. And my body needs time to learn that good things are safe too. So if I find myself slipping back into old habits, I need to pause before I judge myself. Shalom, your body is asking for regulation, not punishment. Keep moving in the same direction. Just slow down enough so your nervous system can catch up. Because if you don't let your body adjust, you won't transform. You will crash and burn. This is another entry from literally the same day. It says, I know what stress feels like. I know what it feels like to not be financially stable, to not know how the bills are going to get paid, to sit with the pressure in my chest and still wake up the next day and figure it out anyway. I know survival. I know how to maneuver. I know how to hustle. I know how to make something work out of nothing. I know how to live off relationships, off strategy, off pure survival instinct. I know how to manipulate. That's what that was. Sometimes I like to write. Sometimes I can find myself writing a full like writing in poem instead of writing direct. But at the end of the day, is I know how to manipulate. Um, I didn't read about that life. I lived the life. I got a whole doctor's degree in surviving. So when I start trying to leave survival mode, when I start implementing new habits, new boundaries, and new ways of living, my body doesn't celebrate at first. It panics. Because survival becomes familiar. Survival becomes organized chaos. Survival becomes safety. My nervous system learned how to function while hunting just to make it through the day. Working hard just to survive has become my normal. So when I say I don't want this life anymore, my body doesn't immediately trust me. I don't trust myself when I say that. It feels unsafe. I am literally fighting myself while trying to evolve. I'm fighting old programming, old protections, and old versions of myself that kept me alive. And that's why trusting the process seems so hard. Because a part of me keeps asking, what if this doesn't work? But here's the truth, my friend, that changes everything. The truth is, if it all fell apart tomorrow, I would already know how to survive. I've mastered that. I don't need to keep providing. I don't need to keep trying to figure out how to stay and struggle. I don't need to keep proving that I can struggle. Now is the time to learn how to live, to experience freedom, to experience abundance, to wake up without survival breathing down my neck. And yes, abundance is scary at first. It's scary to imagine not budgeting every single penny. It's scary to imagine stability, health, peace, making financial choices from wisdom instead of fear, because I've never lived there before. But that doesn't mean it isn't me. So push through the discomfort. Let your body learn a new definition of safety. And don't self-sabotage, Shalom. The very dream you prayed yourself into, you can do it. You've already learned how to survive. Now go live. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. All right, so those are my 2 journal entries for today. Just wanted to share that with you, friend, because I know if I went through it, somebody else going through it too, honey. I ain't the only person here in the world. And I want y'all to just learn from it. That's how we quantum leap. Why not share it with my friends? So I hope y'all have a good day. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do these more often because they're helpful and they make me feel better, so I know it'll make somebody else feel better. All right, until the next one, bye-bye.